Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Murdoch DeFi YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about StableFund. And I hope that you appreciate the thumbnail of this video. I myself, after listening to this morning's AMA, was like essentially my YouTube recommendation was flooded with a bunch of clickbait bullshit titles that, the contract has been drained and all this stuff. And every time I see stuff like that, and I know that, look, I'm a YouTuber. I understand why people use clickbait titles, right? I've done it. I do it. But when it comes to StableFund, I myself have a lot of money invested, and it makes my heart it makes my heart sink. It makes me almost sick to my stomach to see like stuff like that. And then I have to realize, like, after I click on the video, that it's just clickbait and they're just talking about the updates. So if you value me not putting a clickbait title in the in the title and in the thumbnail of today's video, then make sure to smash that like button because at the end of the day, guys, StableFund's not going anywhere. But let's go ahead and jump into what was discussed today. So they had an update within the community, and let me go ahead and real quickly pull it up here. So this update came out before the before the AMA this morning. And it says devs just confirmed that they have closed the deposit for Matic, hence the reason why you are all having errors on deposits on the Matic side of things. They said that there is a looping issue in the Matic contract and that the devs are working to migrate the current StableFund Matic contract to a V2 or version 2 where we will not experience or have to deal with any of these issues. And at first glance, reading that, I'm personally not worried about it at all. Like, these things happen. If you remember, if you've been part of like the StableFund community for some time now, even before StableFund, when we're talking about Stable One, this looping function with Matic, or this looping issue with Matic, was something that was going on even back then, and that was an issue. So they were able to fix that, and then they moved forward, right? Now, a lot of people see that, oh, well, the contract balance has gone down. Where's all this money? Well, this morning in the AMA, Michael did drop a link to the wallet. You could see where all the money is sitting, right? So basically, he's leaving the money sitting, and then once they deploy the new contract, I believe the deployment of the V2 contract for the Matic side of things will be on October 26th at 9 a.m. UK time, and all of the funds from the V1 contract will be injected back into that V2 contract once it is live. So really, also important to know, they did mention that a snapshot of all the investors' data will be taken and migrated to the new contract, so you don't need to worry about your staked funds and rewards, as it will be exactly the way it is. And then also on the AMA this morning, Michael did confirm that that for the time that the contract is down now, so today is the 20th, so until the 26th, you are going to get like all those funds are going to be compounded as well. So that is another thing to look out for. But once the the V2 smart contract goes live, like, everything will be exactly the same. If you had Matic in your pending withdrawals, like funds that weren't locked, those funds are still going to be there. They're not going to be relocked. And conversely, if you had funds that were, let's say 10 days until you could fully remove those funds, then once the new contract comes, you're going to still have those 10 days, right? So it's like, literally, sure, you're going to miss out on a couple days, but the plus is that you're going to get all those funds compounded over the days that the contract wasn't live. Now, also to touch on, I think the main reason for their AMA this morning was to touch on the the release of their debit card that's coming up soon. So I believe the debit card will be live in the next 45 days or so, somewhere in that time period. He did also release the company that is going to be doing the debit cards for the StableFund holders. He did mention that they're going to have virtual cards, plastic cards, metal cards, gift cards, but to my knowledge, I believe that this will probably be only available for people in certain countries. There is not a list of those countries that is out yet, so just keep that in mind as well. And then also, of course, you're going to have to KYC if you choose to go the route of getting a card. For me, I already used one. So the one that I use mainly is called BitPay, and it works really well. It's super easy to use, and yeah, I have it on Apple Pay, and I can just use that and spend money wherever I see fit, wherever I need to, and that's what I use. So I don't know if this is going to be something that I will take a part of. However, it's obviously pretty bullish for the protocol, right? Like, we've heard talks of other protocols doing something similar to this. However, it typically is just kind of a talk and something that's a point of contention on a roadmap, so to speak. But Michael did come on the AMA. He let us know that he went to Singapore to physically sign the deal. He put up like $120K, $120,000 and, well, 120,000 euros, and sign that deal to go ahead and get everything squared away. So definitely, you're going to want to make sure to stay up to date with what they have going on in their Discord, to stay up to date with all that information, right? Also, another thing that I do want to touch on is that when Michael first started the AMA, the dude's clearly under a shit ton of pressure, and rightfully so. Like, when you're talking about, you know, the massive amount of money that you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, how many investors that you have actively using, of course, like, the topic of FUD is going to come up all the time. And Michael being, Michael and Hells, right, being like the two main kind of like thought leaders of the project, are typically getting the bulk of that feedback from the community, good or bad, right? And I understand that can be extremely stressful. If you go back and listen to the recording of the AMA, I'm sure that they will be posted, if it's not already. I think you can kind of grasp that tone in his voice as well too. Again, could it have been handled? Could have some of the questions been handled differently? Sure, but I do also understand that, like, once you get to a point, it's like it's hard to kind of hold back and keep that level of professionalism. But at the end of the day, he did mention that he made a big point to mention that if people continue to like withdraw the funds based on this irrational FUD that is out there, then the protocol is not going to be around, right? Like, obviously, if this is quote unquote not a Ponzi and investors are pulling money out, well, then the traders don't have the ability to access leveraged positions anymore, and be able to generate revenue for the investors of StableFund, then that becomes an issue, right? So I think that there's probably a lot better ways that he could have gone about voicing that opinion. However, it's kind of over and done with now. What's said is said. But I do want to check out the contract balance. Looking at 20 million, just a little bit over than 20 million. If we look at these Dune Analytics, and again, I've been showing you guys these and something that I've been watching for some time now, you can see that today, we're down $3 million. And if we look at the contract, like, especially when the AMA was going on, and look, I'll be completely honest, it was kind of rough. And in the beginning of the AMA, it was kind of rough. And I was like, oh, fuck. Well, I mean, I hope this is going to get hairy, especially if we go into a Q&A. And it did, right? But we're here now. And it was also nice well, I think it was nice for Michael to hear a lot of people come on there and share, how StableFund is kind of like changing their lives, right? So, but as I was listening to the AMA, I was checking this contract balance here and seeing how often we are going to see with capital withdrawals and it was quite a bit. It was quite a bit. So that's also something to be aware of. Um, you know, I am just personally giving you guys my opinions on it. Obviously, their response to the contract balance going down is that, well, this is not a Ponzi, so it doesn't matter if the contract goes down, right? This is not a Ponzi, so it doesn't operate that same way. The contract balance gets money put into it and money taken out of it for trading. So they also have the fiduciary wallet as well, which I'm sure that all you guys are tracking. If you are into StableFund, if you're not, then you probably could care less. That being said, guys, I did want to just put this video out there to make sure that you guys have all the updated information, because I think this is important, right? Especially when we're seeing YouTube videos like, oh my God, the contract balance is drained, doom and gloom, like for the clickbait, which again, I understand, I'm a YouTuber, but at the same time, I think it's important to follow people that that are going to give you like the honest opinions, right? And that's all I'm trying to do. So to kind of wrap things up, the Matic side of the StableFund is having that looping issue. They've paused that contract and will open it back up or launch the V2 of the contract on October the 26th at 9 a.m. UK time. They also talked about the MasterCard stuff. He did get a chance to bring up the fact that, like, some people asked about the, well, people call it a hack, that they got hacked. And even people asking questions like, hey, Michael, can you address the fact that you guys, that BNB, you guys got hacked on the BNB side of things, which is completely inaccurate. So they were able to clear that up for some people. So hopefully that alleviates some people's worries there. It was clearly what he said, a DDoS attack or DDoS attack to their servers, which caused the website to go down. They were able to take care of that, get the site back up in a couple hours, which holds true for what I seen during that period of time too. What else did he talk about? He did talk about the AMA that they're going to be doing, where they're going to be showing some live trading going on. They did say towards the end of November that would be taking place. And the reason that it wasn't getting done sooner is because obviously the team and the devs are trying to work through this Matic contract right now. That's where the bulk of everyone's attention is shifted towards. Also did mention on the BUSD side, there was an update a few days ago. Let me see if I can pull that up so I can give you the best accurate information. Let me see. So when it comes to BUSD, people that are staked in the BUSD side of StableFund, the team has added a limit of 200 deposits on the BUSD deposit side of things, right? So this means that each wallet can only stake up to 200 times instances using the user interface, right? So if you are doing more than 200 deposits, the recourse there, like if you're compounding every day, that counts as obviously a deposit. If you're compounding, or even multiple times a day, then that's something that you need to take into account too. You can only deposit 200 times per wallet, right? So essentially the workaround here is to go ahead and create a new wallet. They did leave the information where you could check how many deposits that you have on your specific wallet. So definitely check out. I always jump in their Discord just because Discord's easier. I hate Telegram. But all that info is in their Discord if you want to be able to check that out to monitor how many deposits you have. But basically, he said that the workaround there is to go ahead and create multiple wallets. Somebody did ask the question that if you do hit that 200 deposit mark, what happens? And the only thing that happens is you can't continue to deposit. You'll still have full access to withdraw your funds, but like I said, you won't be able to deposit those funds back in. You're going to have to send them to a different wallet, connect the wallet to StableFund, or create another StableFund wallet, and then be able to start depositing on that new wallet. I know that can probably be cumbersome, and I don't know, like, since they're working on this V2 version of the Matic side of things, I would imagine that the BUSD side they would want to tackle eventually as well. I get it that like it's kind of not a big deal now, but this could potentially be a large issue in the future with people having to keep track of multiple wallets. That's definitely something that I don't want to do. So it'll be more of an ease of use thing that curious to see if they would look at doing in the future. But I think that's going to wrap up the video today. Guys, if you like the video, please like the video so we can get this in front of as many people as possible. Also, please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and we will catch you on the next one.